You're still young. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the lecture about projecting yourself 5 years in the future as an exercise, not to live in the future, but as an exercise, because I can't roast you. I'm supposed to, but I just don't know you. It's hard to roast people you know. And I'm not good at insults anyway. I'm good at taking insults. Yeah, and then I have to be pretty frustrated to throw an insult. But I can do it. Anyway,
Hi, besties. It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't been doing as many videos on Sister Wives because, there's a hiatus and kind of a lull in the drama that happens. But Christine's book, her Brown, Woolley, her book comes out in about 6 weeks. And this morning she posted on her Instagram that she has been working on the audio book. So she's going to be narrating the audible version or the audio version of the book, which comes out again on September 2nd. Today, her book is already listed as a #1 bestseller on Amazon in religious cults. It's trending for a variety of different topics and sales, and I have a sense that the book is going to be a bestseller, maybe even a New York Times bestseller based upon her platform of the Sister Wives. Much like other people that have been platformed by TLC for their extreme beliefs and because they come from an unusual culture, this show has done a lot of damage to the wider public because it has normalized a illegal lifestyle that is built on the subjugation of women and children by men under the pretense of a false religion that believes that men must have multiple wives in order to get to heaven and women must submit and commit their entire lives to serving their husband. Christine Brown has been dropping more nuggets about what to expect in her book. And I noticed a new post by her a couple days ago, and she shared this. I didn't get the chance to post all of our pictures from our last trip, and it reminded me that although the views were incredibly beautiful, the part that meant the most was how peaceful it felt, how light it was, how easy it was to just be myself. Love isn't supposed to be confusing. It's not supposed to feel heavy or leave you guessing. It's not supposed to hurt. You deserve love that feels kind, safe, and steady. It's never too late to believe that that kind of love is possible. And one of the hashtags is life after hard. And then today, when she shared about her book, she said recording my audiobook was way harder and way more fun than I ever expected. I stumbled over lines, laughed mid take, and had the best time figuring it all out. This book is deeply personal, and getting to read it out loud to you, absolutely surreal. It comes out September 2nd, 2025, and I cannot wait for you to read it or listen to the audiobook. Okay. So, Christine is apparently moving on, and her new chapter is going to be encouraging women who are stuck and trapped in polygamy to find the love that they deserve and learn that the love that they have with others shouldn't hurt or be complicated. It shouldn't make you feel unsafe. It shouldn't make you feel like a commodity. It shouldn't make you feel like you don't matter. And Christine has been dropping little nuggets along the way about what you might expect in her book. I noticed that one of the topics of conversation that she's been speaking about quite a lot with David on the show has to do with the inequity within polygamy, and that she felt like she was getting scraps in comparison to everyone else, and that if she didn't meet certain standards, she wasn't getting the attention, the love, or the affection that she rightfully deserved. She only received love on a conditional basis so long as she did and behaved the way that Kody wanted. So, one of the most challenging aspects for a woman that leaves polygamy is when, in my experience, dealing with and having met so many survivors and having covered this sub the subculture for so long and having gotten so deep inside of some of these cults is the trauma that the women face when they get out and how broken they feel because of what the men have done to them and how hard it is for them to rewire their thinking and their programming because they live in a bizarro world where up is down, left is right, and the sky is green, and the grass is blue. And everything they were taught about life and love is the opposite of what life and love are. And they're taught to accept abuse. It's built into their system so that they don't question anything. One way to help other women that are trapped is to show them that love outside of this is possible. I remember years ago meeting on a Zoom Kristen Decker, who is the aunt of Christine Brown. And I remember she said to me, the only thing that I want for her is to know that a love is out there that is possible, that is filled with joy and happiness and safety. I want her to know that the love that she has or thinks she has with Kody is not love. I want her to have the freedom to make her own choices. I just want her to be happy. And I'm watching Christine use a lot of the same language that Kristen has used in her advocacy. And I only wish and hope that this will help Christine realize that those people that were in her life that were fighting and advocating for her were not the enemy. And maybe she can mend some of those bridges. I don't know if she will. I don't know if it's too far gone, but I think we should remember the people that came before her. And while it's important to know that this book can help other people and it can correct a wrong, it doesn't erase the wrong that she participated in. And I think part of growth for all members of a family that are coming out of a cult and for healing is to recognize the harm that what they did and what they promoted and what it contributed to, even if they were used and exploited by their husband. Christine is sharing that there's a way out. And I hope that in her need to share a way out, she also remembers for herself that, which is already ingrained in her because of her programming, that she doesn't have all the answers. Part of the reason why a lot of these women come out and want to write books and want to help is because they've suffered, right? Another reason is because they're programmed from birth to feel like they need to have the answers and help others. So I hope along the way that we learn about what were the humiliating defeats. What were the traumatic events? What were the moments where she realized it was all a fraud? Will she take steps to correct that wrong? Will she take steps to mend relationships with advocates and victims that were harmed because of the show? Will she take steps to flip what she's done? Is she starting to? Yes. Is she there yet? No. Has a lot of harm been done to victims of polygamy? Yes. Did Christine and the other women contribute to that? Yes. Is she now trying to help them see a way out? Yes. But with helping others see a way out is also accepting your own faults and your own participation in the problem. Because as much as I champion for Christine getting out and being happy, and I'm so happy for her, um, I think it's humility is such a huge part of this process. And I hope that in her book, we see some of that. I don't know if we will. I hope that she knows that no one's going to blame her for what she did, but it's important to take responsibility for the actions that you took. So we'll see how that goes. I like that these, reminders keep women getting them enough hope without dragging out what polygamy is, but I do think the book is going to set polygamy on fire. I think it will. And I hope it does. I really do. I hope it sets all of it ablaze. I hope she burns it down to the ground. And I hope and wish and for her and for her children that they find happiness and they find safety and they find forgiveness and they find um, healing and they find that sometimes it's okay to not know everything and to not have it all figured out and to not always be positive and to be vulnerable. I hope to see vulnerability, and she promises that will be in this book, so we'll see. I wanted to end this video on a note that made me realize that Kody Brown's entire life is based upon a fictional story about Ebenezer Scrooge. In every single cameo that Kody does, he gives people a practice that they should do, and they have to look into their future into 5 years and figure out, do they like what they see? Is there things that need to be changed? Is it who these people do you need to make differences in, how you take care of your health or your wealth or your family or your relationships? Kody has based his life on a fictional book. Despite leaving polygamy and leaving the fundamentalist belief system, Kody now has his life revolving around a fictional book by Charles Dickens about Christmas and a miser named Ebenezer Scrooge who didn't pay his employees and scammed people out of money and was greedy and was a curmudgeon and didn't treat people well or nice. And it's ironic that he uses this as his mantra for life now because Kody is still Ebenezer Scrooge to this day. He's greedy, he's a miser, he's rude, he's insulting, he's derogatory, he's abusive. He's a lot of adjectives that are not nice, and he's a fraud. Kody spent years believing in a fraudulent religion, knowing full well that it was illegal and wrong. He did it under the pretense that he could have as many women as he wanted, and it was an excuse for him to get the attention he desired and craved. Now Kody is using his platform to have people spend $150 so he can tell them that you should base your life on a fictional book by Charles Dickens, which means you look at yourself in 5 years and do a recap and you look at your life and decide if I need to make changes. Even today, Kody is incapable of literally making decisions for himself, and he's so focused on money, wealth, health, and fitness that he proves that his narcissism will not end. And he still believes that he has the right to tell people how to live their lives and give advice to people, even though everything that he has told the public for 15 years has been a lie. I only hope that one day Kody Brown is held accountable for the crimes that he has committed against society, against women, and against children. The fraud he has committed against the government, the fraud he has committed against the public, the taxpayers, the courts. Kody Brown exists on a platform called TLC, which platforms dangerous people and sanitizes their lives for profit to promote a false picture of what these people believe. And someday I hope that fans of these shows wake up and realize the true harm that these shows cause people and have contributed to against the women and children in these cults. It is because of this show and because of the normalization of this culture, polygamy has become decriminalized in the state of Utah, rendering it no more than an infraction and enabling men to become even more bold in their abuse and their trafficking and their labor trafficking and sex trafficking and crimes against the government because now they can't go to prison because they have X amount of lives. It won't be until stricter laws are enforced and um, victims receive rights and can sue their accusers and their abusers and get compensated by the state for allowing this to ever been occurred. The state of Utah is promoting human trafficking and sex trafficking by ignoring the criminality and the abuse inside of these polygamous cults. And until the law changes and it goes back to being a felony, I fear for all women, children, and that are trapped inside of these cults. So I hope that Christine and anyone that's been involved can burn polygamy down to the ground. You started it. Will you please finish? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, besties.